welcome to another video. Y'all, we got another Let's Talk About It. And tonight we're going to be talking about the grandma that did a standoff. I think it was 6 hours with a standoff with the police. Okay, have y'all heard about it? Okay, if you haven't, let's talk about it. If you're new here, Let's Talk About It is just like having news with Barbie. So think about news with Barbie. I basically see a video that sparked my interest and I want to talk about it. Okay, so let's go ahead into the story. If you're new here, my name is Barbie Dior. So happy that you click play. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that like button. Drop me some hearts on the comment. Make sure before you get out of here, you check out my description. Shop with me. Also follow me on all my socials. Let's get into today's subject line. The grandma standoff with the police. On June 2026. No, Lord. June 26th in 2025. We ain't made it a year, y'all. A 64-year-old woman in Spring, north of Houston, intentionally crashed her car into an 18-wheeler. So she, on purpose, okay, crashed her car into an 18-wheeler on the interstate of 45 around 1:30 p.m. Then pulled out a lawn chair and sat in the roadway armed with a 38 revolver, reportedly pointed it to her head. Authorities describe her as an experiencing a mental health crisis. So today we're going to be talking about that as well, with a noted history of psychosis. The incident triggered a 5-hour standoff. Both northbound and southbound lanes were shut down, causing long traffic backups. Okay, crisis negotiators were deployed, and finally her daughter joined to help escalate the situation. The presence and the reinsurance from her children was pivoted in calming her down. So this started at 1:30 p.m. and lasted all the way to 6:30 p.m. So they halted traffic for that long. I'm sorry, y'all. Go back. By around 6:30 p.m., the woman surrendered peacefully, hugged negotiators, and was taken into custody and transported to the hospital for psychiatric evaluation. So no one was injured and no charges were expected to be filed. Authorities treated it primarily as a mental health intervention. Okay, so that's what happened. So let's talk about it. So I want y'all to watch these videos, and then when y'all go out, come back in, watch these videos, and then we're gonna talk about it.
I thank God this did not end the way things normally end. So in Texas, a 64-year-old woman crashes her car intentionally into an 18-wheeler. Once she crashes that car, she gets out of that car. She puts a lawn chair in the middle of the highway on 45, sits there and puts a revolver to her head. Police into the scene. Negotiators into the scene. That woman would not remove the revolver from her head. She would not remove it. She wasn't pointing at nobody else. It wasn't until she saw her daughter that she finally got up. I'm sorry, this is making me a little sad. I am so happy that I'm seeing a picture of the police embrace her instead of something else. She suffers from mental illness. She is tired. You can tell she is tired. Look at her. She is tired. And I just want to send whatever vibes I can through the phone, out in the air, and just send a prayer to that woman. And thank God that the police did not handle this the other way, because we all know this could have gone left.
At that point, standoff ensued, and Harris County SWAT was activated, and we deployed to the scene. What we know primarily is that this is a 64-year-old black female who has history of mental illness. She's been transported to the hospital for help. I'm happy to know that no one was injured. There was no force used to take her in custody. None of our deputies were injured, but I am greatly appreciative of the community for their patience and this traffic nightmare that occurred. We had to shut down the freeway in both directions. thank the public so much for your patience, and thank you all for spreading the word, asking the public to stay out of the area while we conduct business. I'll take any questions at this time.
What goes into the decision about how long the freeway is going to stay shut down? I mean, a lot of people were stuck for a lot of hours today.
The question is, what goes in that decision? So there is no decision to make. Life is the utmost important. There's no price to put on life. If we'd have to stay here multiple hours, we would have to save this person's life. The good thing is someone's mother, grandmother is coming home tonight. But maybe not tonight, after she gets some help, but they're not injured, they're not dead. We didn't have to use force to take her into custody. So she's able to get the help she needs, and that's a win. That's a win for everybody. I also like to thank Precinct 4 for their efforts out here. They initially secured the scene, so we got here to relieve them, and we couldn't have done it without them. So thank them as well.
So can you tell me what the hostage negotiators told her that finally made her surrender and give up?
So we started out with our crisis negotiation team. They just built a rapport, communicated with her, listened to her. She listened to us. They collaborated, and at some point, we found something that she was willing to grasp onto to stay alive, and that was the most important thing that occurred here today. We saved her life. She lived another day to get help.
Did she mention why she did that?
As stated earlier, she has some mental illnesses that she's dealing with, so there's no rationality as far as what's taking place. Maybe there's meds, but there is history of some psychosis with her, so that's to be determined. I don't want to speculate. Yeah.
So now that y'all watch the videos, what do y'all think? Comment. I want to hear from you, okay? All right. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about now. The first thing, what I think is, when I first heard this story, my mind was blown to think that for somebody to take their vehicle and on purpose go straight into an 18-wheeler, you don't want to be here. She didn't want to be here, so she said, you know what, since that didn't work, I'm still here. I'm gonna put myself in the middle of the road. I'm gonna take this gun and put it to my head, and either the police is just gonna shoot me for being wrong, or maybe one of these cars can just finish off the job. But I really feel like that if I saw something like that, I would automatically feel like that was a mental health problem. She needed help. She needed somebody, and maybe her meds were not adjusted, or maybe she stopped taking her meds. Whatever happened, she needed help. She did not need the police that make the headlines that come and shoot first and ask questions. She needed the people that came that day to do their job and to help her out of that road and get her help, because now they can take the steps in helping her. Okay, so something like this won't happen again. What I did not like about this situation is that I didn't add this, but it was a lot of reaction videos to it, where when this process would happen, people were making videos complaining about being held up in traffic. Now, no, I get it. That's a long time to be held up in traffic, especially if I'm thinking like during this time, that's when I go pick up my son from daycare. But I'm pretty sure if something like that make the law, you can call the daycare and say, hey, I can't move. They ain't gonna be able to go nowhere neither. So, okay, that's y'all child until I can move, okay? So, my thing is, I didn't like those reactions. I seen like 6 reaction videos. If you're worrying about why you're stuck in traffic, the police has hold up this is somebody's mother. This is somebody's grandmother. She's going through something. The goal was life. So what they supposed to do? Draw their guns and say because you in there and you got a gun, she already got a gun to her head, you drawing a gun was not going to get her out of there. They did what they had to do. So I didn't respect those reaction videos. But I'm so glad that at the end of this story ended with them hugging her and getting her help. But y'all, it did baffle my mind that she was out there like that. I ain't never heard nothing like this. I'm like, Grandma, what you doing? Okay, so we're gonna talk about why it matters in mental health context. Okay, why this even matters. Okay, mental health crisis on display. This woman's public and armed crisis highlights how sudden and visible severe mental distress can become. Okay, all right. And why trained negotiators and crisis teams are critical in such situations. We need them, okay? Family involvement, okay? Her daughter's presence was vital. Family members often play a key role in de-escalation, okay? And safely resolving crisis. So sometimes they need that daughter. They're the personal comfort in their life. They need that daughter. They need that son to talk to. So make sure that if something happened like that, you get that phone call, stop everything you're doing and go help, because it can save their life and somebody else, okay? Non-violent resolve, okay? This incident avoided force or injury. It's a case study in effective crisis intervention, not to confront, okay? Helping to reinforce the importance of mental health and informed policy, okay? Policy and implications. As these events become more common, there are growing concerns and a growing emphasis on equipping first responders with mental health training and crisis intervention. Sometimes you just can't come with because you see a gun, now you pull your gun out. Sometimes you got to evaluate the situation. Does this person seem like they're having a psychotic break? Do this person really need help? How we doing? Because very well they could go draw their guns and then she take her gun. She had a big gun, a revolver. She could have put it on everybody that was in traffic, because you pointed your gun at her. That coming aggressive and storming in on was not the key. What they did, negotiating, talking to her, that was the key to get this conversation. And just knowing the situation, being able to observe the situation is very important, okay? Policy implications. All these events become more common. These are growing emphasis on equipping first responders with mental health training and crisis intervention strategies. So this is very important. What is mental health awareness? Y'all, we got to talk about it, okay? Mental health awareness means understanding mental health conditions, reducing stigmas, promoting support, and encouraging conversations around emotional well-being. Just like physical health and mental health affects how we think, feel, and act, okay? Why it matters. 1 in 5 adults in the United States experience a mental health condition each year. Early intervention can drastically improve outcomes. Stigma is still a major barrier to people seeking help, okay? Awareness. Help people recognize signs in themselves or others and take action, okay? Common mental health challenges: anxiety disorders, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, bipolar disorder, ADHD, eating disorders, substance use disorders, okay? Ways to promote mental health awareness. Educate yourself and others, okay? Just don't assume you know everything, because people like to joke about mental health and people have their own opinions about mental health, but do your research. Really research some of these things. I'm currently in college and I'm taking a psychiatry class. And I'm taking a psychology class. And I just learned now that depression is a mental disorder. I didn't know that there was certain levels of depression that they deem as a mental disorder. So that's me now educating myself. And with this knowledge, I can move forward and I can handle situations in different clients, in a different light, okay? And so it's very important to not assume that you know, but to educate yourself about mental health conditions. Normalizing conversation around therapy and emotional struggles. Advocate for mental health days. If you know it's too much, you done had too much, y'all take that day or two. Your job is gonna be okay. Especially for the ones that you already been diagnosed or maybe you're showing signs. If you know they got too much, please take that day, because something lined up to happen to the point that she's in the road trying to hit. She hit. Okay, you see the car in the middle row. She hit a truck. They didn't do it. An 18-wheeler at that, y'all. And then she said in the middle of something happened. Something happened to cause that to happen, okay? All right? So, normalize conversation around therapy and emotional struggles. Advocate for mental health days and support in schools and workplaces, okay? Advocate, advocate, advocate. Participate in awareness events like Mental Health Awareness Month in May or a World Mental Health Day October the 10th. So going to different events and just learning. I'm pretty sure at these events they're just they're advocating for these people. They're letting you know Google works fine, okay? So also just learning things for yourself. Use social media to share helpful content and personal stories if you're comfortable, okay? All right, everyday mental health tips, okay? Get enough sleep and rest. That's for you. Get your sleep and rest. All right, eat well. Stay physically active, okay? Come on. Stay connected with others. Don't isolate yourself. Get out there. Talk to people. Mingle with people. If you don't know nobody and you're antisocial, it's all right to take one day out of the week and I'm going to talk to somebody today. I ain't talking to nobody all week. Tomorrow we get out there, okay? It's important to connect with others, okay? Practice mindful or relaxing techniques, okay? All right? Seek help early. If you see signs that, okay, I might not be okay, I might need some help, let me go talk to somebody. Seek help early. Therapy, hotlines, school counseling, or trusted adults that can help, okay? All right? So if you see these signs or you see somebody you think might need to get some help, it's all right to call a number 2. Google work good. You could put in anything in Google. It'll come up with something. There's a 1-800 hotline. If you don't know what to do, you can call those hotlines and they'll tell you what to do. They'll find out where you're at. You get them the information and they'll have the resources for you. Okay? You never know what somebody going through. Okay? I think the best movie to go with it is a new movie called Straw. It's a Tyler Perry movie and it's on Netflix. In psychosis. If you watch the whole video, you will see at the end the mental health. Okay? You got to watch the movie. I ain't gonna spoil it for you. But it puts you in a moment with somebody that has this happened, that happened, this happened. And I feel like the same situation, not maybe the same situation, but things happen. This happened, that happened, this change happened, something happened. She didn't get this, something didn't happen, and then her mind did what it had to do, or did what, and now she in the middle of the road sitting in a chair with a gun to her head. We have to educate on how to help people that are in crisis. Because today it could be a lady in the road. Tomorrow it can be your boss sitting in her desk with a gun to her head. Are you ready for that? Are you going to have time to call somebody? Or are you going to have to be the person that talks? This can happen any day. Mental health don't say, oh, we're going to skip her. It could be your boss. It could be your mother. It could be your grandmother. It could be your child. Let's take the time to figure out. Take some time out your schedule. Learn about mental health. You don't got to go to college. I'm in college because I want, I'm trying to get these certifications and, get these degrees so I can help, this particular mental health is my field. Social work is my field. So Google. Educate yourself. Because like I said, it could be your boss. It could be your mother. It could be your child. Educate yourself. And don't go with what you think, Because sometimes you can walk up on a situation, you could think it's this and it's something else different. Okay? This person being mean, this person being deep, this person being aggressive. They could be in a psychosis. Anything could be happening. Educate yourself today, okay? There's so much going around us. We got to be ready for anything. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you so much for clicking play. I hope that, this storyline can get you up to date with what's going on. Every time we do a let's talk about it, I hope that it'll be a storyline that help you learn something, take something away, and apply it to your life. Anyway, I love you so much for clicking play. I'm Barbie Dior. I'm so happy you click play. Please click play again on another video. Before you head out, make sure you hit subscribe. Go ahead, hit that like button. Drop some hearts in the comment for the mental health awareness, and go learn you something, okay? Today, okay? Anyway, bye. See you on the next Let's Talk About It. And if y'all have any storylines that y'all want me to cover, but like maybe you saw a video, maybe you saw something, Barbie, have you heard about this? Just drop it in the comments and I'll review it. If it's something that I want to hit my channel, I'll do it. If the story is interesting, I can tag. Because I'm trying to do a Let's Talk About It just to spread awareness about a different subject line that basically has a video to go to it, okay? So if it's something that I feel like will be good for the channel, I definitely will do a special video just for you. Anyway, see y'all on the next video. Bye, besties. Thanks for watching. And turn on your notification bell so you won't miss not one video. See y'all on the next one. Bye.